Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. In today's podcast, we have a special guest. We have our friend Josh Manalo. He flew in from Hawaii not too long ago. So, welcome back. Welcome back to San Antonio. Welcome back to the mainland.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So in today's podcast, he's gonna be our guest, and once again, if you guys have any other suggestions for our names for this podcast, please leave them down in the comments below. We would happily gift you with a $50 gift card to wherever you want to go, and yeah. Without further ado, let's get into the topic.
And remember, 1 million subscribers will bring you to the craziest trip you will ever experience.
We're gonna go to Greece or something.
All expenses paid.
We're gonna go where
We're gonna hit up at
fries
least
are
3 to 5
fried.
countries on that one trip over a 2-week span.
Just be ready. Just be ready.
So we just need 1 million more people to subscribe to this. That's all.
But anyways, yeah. Why don't we start off by introducing yourself, Josh? Who are you?
For the people that haven't seen me in their previous videos, I'm Josh. I just flew in from Hawaii yesterday. Yesterday. But yeah, my first time on a plane for like how long? Like 5 months.
5 whole months.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been wanting to travel, but work. So yeah, got travel restrictions. But speaking of traveling, I know we've been talking about some travel plans.
Straight to the
And
point.
if let's let the viewers know where everybody has been so far.
Okay.
We kind of talked about this something kind of like last video.
Yeah,
but
briefly.
we didn't
We
really
didn't
talk
go into
about
the
where
detail.
we went.
Yeah.
So who's gonna go
All right,
first?
starting with Wes. Where have
Okay,
you been?
I've been.
He should go last because he has been more places.
Yeah,
than us.
he's been
Yeah.
places like Toyota. Let's go places.
Yes, he's been way more places than us.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
in this year or just in general?
In general, it's in general. Where
In
have we
general?
been?
Oh.
Just
wow.
in general, where have every?
Oh,
all of
okay.
you
In
guys
general, I
have
thought we were
been?
talking about just this year. I was like, this is
Yeah,
Well,
like
also, yeah,
like
like,
everywhere.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
In our lives.
So I went to the Philippines. That was my first ever international trip. That was like in 2018, and then 2019 we went to Japan, and then other than that, I mean, all throughout my life, our family's been traveling in just a lot of different states. Just been all over the U.S. I haven't been to all 50 states yet, but off the top of my head,
it's a good amount we've been to.
yeah, I've been to all of the
You've
West
been to a
Coast.
few more than me. Just
Yeah.
probably like 5 more at the most.
Yeah.
Few.
Yeah,
To five.
there's 50 states. There's 50 states.
Well, I've been to most of them,
Okay.
except for most of the Midwest and the East Coast. All of the West Coast and all of the South I've been to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think because we're family, a lot of the places I've been, you've been to, but
Mhm. Except for Montana.
except for places like Montana,
Wyoming.
but Wyoming too, which is unexpected. I actually want to go to
Yeah, it's a cool
unexpected
trip.
place I want to go to, but yeah.
Pretty much the same.
Jap-
then.
yeah,
Japan.
pretty much the same. Japan, like going down from Washington, Oregon,
So
California.
kind of like the coast. We stay on the
like
coast.
we
The
stay
West
in like the
Coast.
coast and stuff like here, all the way to like Florida, and then even on the road trip that we went on
To
not too
Virginia,
long ago,
all the
to
way from
Virginia,
Virginia.
Oh,
we
yeah,
hit
we
we
went.
hit several states.
Carolina, North
The
Carolina,
Carolinas.
South Carolina.
And West Virginia. Yeah, I think we went hit
Oh,
West
we
Virginia
did hit
too.
West Virginia for a
Only-
little bit.
Only only for
Mountain
like
Mama.
a few
A few
like
hours.
a
just
few
driving
hours
out. We're just
or
driving
like
fast.
half an hour or
Maybe.
something.
Keep
It wasn't
hour-
a long.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
really so bad.
it wasn't really long, but yeah, that's I haven't been anywhere else like outside of the United States besides Japan, but yeah, hopefully soon we'll be able to go
Japan again.
more
Yeah,
Or
I've
to
been-
Korea.
more
I've
different
been
countries
same
after that.
thing. Seattle kind of stayed go off the coast. Recently I went to Boston, Montana. That was a new place. That road trip we took last year, we did a whole bunch of states that I've never been to. I mean, I'm from Hawaii, so you guys lived in the mainland longer than me. But I've been traveling for a while now because I'm from Hawaii. We can't go anywhere unless we have to fly. So we went to Cali a lot, Washington a whole bunch of times, Vegas a whole bunch of times. Japan was with you guys. I've been to Canada when I was younger.
Ooh,
Canada.
Canada.
I want to go to Canada. Canada.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much a whole bunch of U.S., Japan, Canada. that's it. I mean, hopefully next year we home bunch more places. I guess
Switzerland.
Hit up a bunch of
Switzerland,
countries.
Italy. Yeah,
Venice.
go ahead.
And then that's what I'll Go ahead.
Okay, so if anything, you guys have been to more states than me because most of the places I've been to have been countries. So, okay, if I can remember, I've been to Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, the UK, Spain, Greece, Belgium, France. What was the other one?
Antarctica.
Austria, Antarctica.
What was that place? You went to Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam. That's in the Netherlands. Come on, man. Geography. But yeah, I've been to
We
more
need to get out
countries
more.
than states, if anything. For states, I've only probably been to 4, like Hawaii, Cali, Washington, and Texas. Oh, and Florida, and New York,
And Oregon.
and Oregon. Oh yeah, we did
drove
go
to
to Oregon,
drove
huh?
through Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah, so 7. About the same amount from countries to states, but.
So yeah.
What was your
that's a
favorite
lot.
country?
Oh
You've been to
my
a whole
goodness.
bunch.
Like,
That's
you've been like a lot
been
of
around.
different countries in Europe. So.
Honestly, my favorite country has to be France, because I don't know if you guys
Nice.
have seen like the aesthetic of like French people. Like, okay, have you guys ever heard like French people come off as mean? People are like rude.
Yeah.
So like when I first went there, I had like that thought in my head. But then they're all pretty nice, and like you go to Paris and it's literally called the City of Love. You go there at night, the Eiffel Tower is lit up with like rose colors, and then you see all these couples on the bank of like the river, and you're just like, wow, I'm
Did you-
lonely.
Did you feel the love?
I felt the love, man.
Oh wow.
I felt the need for love. But yeah, if anything, France was probably my favorite. What about you guys? What's your guys' favorite? If anything, like if
Don't
not
ask that question. We
country,
all have the same. Don't ask that. It's all gonna
if
be
you
different.
the same catalog of like places that we've been in.
Has
Or-
some
or
resume.
what about Japan though? Because that was like the first international place you guys been.
I think Japan has to be, because it's the most different from what we're used to here in the United States. It has to be
Number
definitely one of my favorites because
Yeah.
it's just so big of it's like a stark contrast from the culture and stuff. So
yeah, it's so
it's-
different.
it's cool,
Yeah.
different.
Cool.
Unique.
Culture shock. That's
Super
one of the
cool.
things too, is like the whole culture shock thing. But we can get into that later.
Yeah, so going along with traveling, we were recently talking about backpacking, right? So what were we talking about?
Oh,
backpacking?
let's tell them what backpacking is first, because I feel like not a lot of people know what backpacking.
What is
backpacking?
backpacking?
Is it just the thing that goes on Dora's back?
I don't know.
Doors.
Or is it the thing that goes on the Pax bag?
The pack.
Oh, the Pax bag. Oh man.
The swiper don't want to swipe.
I guess I could. So I guess backpacking would be more. To me, it's kind of sending it. It's kind of sending it. Say you want to go to like Italy, you want to backpack there. You go there with no plans, with just a backpack, with clothes, money, and
Basically
you
anything that's
you have
on your
no
back.
plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just you're traveling with backpacking.
Anything
You live
can
in your
fit in
backpack.
that backpack.
You live in
Yeah.
that
In your
backpack.
backpack.
You live,
Like,
and you
off
live
of your
pretty
backpack?
cheaply too.
Yeah, and it's
like you stay in
crazy.
hostels.
Every place they go to, a lot of backpackers actually get jobs.
Yeah.
They get jobs for like 3 months to live, and then they go to the next place, get a job, live there for
Okay.
like 3 months.
That sounds fun.
Off topic for a little bit, but if there's any of you guys watching this that are asking yourself, how hard is it to get a job in the world? Speaking from me, I've probably worked like 15 jobs this year alone in like 3 different states. So
We don't recommend it, but yeah, he's worked 15 jobs.
like I'm not lying. Like I've worked so much jobs, and like I feel like if you just know the right people or just keep applying and stuff, like you'll get a job.
Yeah.
Like not guarantee it's like the best job, but I feel like backpackers, it's just like if you can make enough to live there for a little bit and explore, then that's like what backpacking is.
This is also kind of off topic, but would you feel comfortable talking about that
That one
the
job.
forklift job?
The forklifting job.
Okay. So
Yeah, if you're comfortable, it's
Okay,
sure.
can I tell my POV?
okay, go.
So, I don't know how it came
Okay,
up.
you were in Hawaii.
Okay, he was
visiting, yeah.
unemployed at the time.
Yeah.
He was unemployed, and he was like, "Yeah, you got a new job. Oh, I got a new interview." I'm like, "Oh, what is it for?" Forklift. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I mean, he's gonna interview for it. And I went somewhere that day, And I was like, oh, how was your interview? He's like, yeah, they asked me if I could use a forklift. I was like, what'd you say? He said, yeah. And so that whole day consisted of, because I had work, the whole day consisted of him watching YouTube videos of forklift shops. And the funny part, the next day, because I was staying with him, I was using his car, and that day he worked because he had, I don't know, he worked, but then I didn't go out that day. Did I go out that day? I might have worked, but then
you dropped me off at work.
yeah, I might have dropped him off, and I was like, oh, so how'd it go? And he was like, he got there, got in the forklift. I tell you, all night I was there with him. He was watching YouTube videos on his bed on his TV. He got there and said that it was a different forklift.
So speaking from my POV, when I was watching the videos on YouTube, they were talking about a standing forklift. There's two different forklifts. Let me educate you viewers, because there's two different forklifts, okay? If you're ever thinking about working a warehouse job and you have to deal with a forklift, there's two different kinds. So you have a stand-up forklift where you're standing up and you're doing it, and then you have the sit-down one. That's like the recreational one, the normal one. And what they had at the warehouse was a sit-down one. So as soon as I walked into the warehouse and saw 4 people drive past me in a sit-down forklift, I told myself, like, this had to be like the worst lie I've ever told. But hey, it was worth it. I only worked for like a week, but hey. But
You sent me like you were like pushing buttons.
no, it was crazy because the manager was like, so you got your forklift license, yeah? I was like, yeah. He was like, okay, like, can you move? He like, as soon as I got there, like, told me about the place. He was like, yeah, I need you to move this and that. Like, you know how to handle it, right? I'm like, yeah, I got it. So as I sit down, first thing I didn't do was put my seatbelt on. And so the manager was like, you know, you gotta put your seatbelt on, you know, like, hazard. I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right, you need to move this to there. And so I'm trying to find I thought there was a button to turn it on, but apparently it's the same as a car. There's a key. And I'm like, you know if there's a key there? He's like, yeah, the key's right there. Right next to the steering wheel, like a normal car. And I started, and I don't know what pedal, because there's 4 pedals on it. I didn't know which was forward, backwards, sideways. I didn't know. So yeah, I kind of just made up a story that, like, the last time I worked the forklift was 5 years ago. And I was like 19 at the time.
He was 14 years old. He's not even legal to work. He's working under the table.
And I vividly remembered saying that it was like 5 years ago. And after I said it, I was like thinking in my head, like, I was like 15, 14 when I made that lie, but okay. But yeah, that was
Yeah, you can get a job anywhere.
If I was able to make it, you're able to make it.
Yeah. And he made it in Hawaii, and it's really expensive there, and it's hard to live there, and he's making it. It's weird. It's crazy.
But yeah, anyways, so the backpacking thing, like,
back to backpack.
So you can get. That's one of the things you can get.
I think do you guys think you guys be able to backpack? I think I can.
I feel like
of course.
I can
I can definitely backpack.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Especially like it's not even working. I'll grind out just because I have to.
You just gotta find some under the table job,
Like,
and that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, like, you can even work as like a waiter, you know, or a busboy.
People be working in
Cleaning
like
tables.
bakeries, like say you go to France, you work in those little croissant,
Pastry,
like
croissant.
the croissant, like
Question.
yeah, like people be working in those small type of shops, you know. So
yeah.
yeah, I think I'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
But it does come with a different mindset to backpack.
Yeah.
I call it for more family friendly. I call it the screw it mindset. You know, just do it. Who
Just do
cares?
it.
Just do it. Just
So
do
like
it.
Nike, just do it.
You have to
Yeah.
be
The Nike
open.
mindset.
Just do it. The
You
Nike
have, you have
mindset.
to be open
To
to
anything.
doing anything. Yeah.
Let's talk about the financial wise of it first, because I feel like if you're thinking about traveling in general or anything, you gotta worry about money first. So what do you think if you were to backpack? What are you gonna be thinking about for money wise, of course?
Before the trip or during?
Before
the trip?
the trip, like when you're planning out, like what
I'd
you
at
wanna
least
do.
want to save at least 10 grand.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
That's a good.
That's a
good.
good-
I feel
Not-
like
not-
that's more than
Not
enough
not
for
including
more people.
travel. Just 10 grand pocket money.
Because I've seen these YouTube videos where they literally just go to a different state or country to backpack and only have like $700 in their account. So I feel like 10K is good for like a good year.
Like
or
it- yeah,
just
you're-
comfortable.
it can
Like you don't
sustain
even
you
have
for
to
a
work
while.
if
10K
you
is
want
not
to.
hard to make too. $10,000 is not hard.
Yeah,
To make. If you just grind out for like
that's like about like a good 2 months of work if you're
Yeah,
working at
2-3
a
over
good
time,
job.
you just grind out, and it's
Yeah.
not hard.
If you don't spend any money though.
And there's actually this story I heard about like how it's kind of like an inspirational kind of story. Like how this guy, he worked a 9 to 5 job with like, or 40 hours a week, $9 an hour. And then he worked that for like 6 months. He saved up enough money. And then after that, he just traveled the world.
For the whole year.
6 months.
Well, like he saved up enough money. He like grinded out for like
And
6 straight months
since
overtime kind of
Is
thing.
this dude kind of big now?
Oh, I don't know.
I
I don't know where he is right
Is he
now,
David
but then
Dobrik?
it's like a story of a real guy
Yeah,
who
there's a
grinded
lot
out for
of-
6 months, and then because he had a dream to travel, and he went and made it happen.
There's a lot of YouTubers, like, for example, I hate bringing him up because I always talk about him. Lost LeBlanc. He worked corporate job, but he just sent it. He's like, screw this job. I want to travel. He's quit the job and he just started traveling. He made a
Yeah.
YouTube, grinded out, and he's.
I remember
pretty
you
big
showed me
now.
the video how he like
It was like a
emailed-
20-minute, 30-minute video
yeah,
or
he
something.
emailed a whole bunch of companies like, hey, can you sponsor me for this?
And they
sent
gave
him gear.
money. They
Yeah.
sent him money.
Gear
here.
and money.
He made like $12,000 on one night.
He did it for
Actually,
a straight month too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No. I'm thinking of a different dude. What Lost LeBlanc did, he got like this small job with his friend. Remember, it's kind of like a Best Buy job where they set
Oh
things
yeah,
up
a
in the
general
morning.
contractor.
So yeah, he worked for a good little bit.
But he
Good
also
little
did
bit.
that. He also emailed companies and got.
Yeah.
That's how he got most of his gear.
That's how a lot of these travel YouTubers don't make that much money. You know how they travel? Like, they're like, hey, they'd be telling hotels like, hey, sponsor me, and they either put in the video and they will get free stay, and
Even,
especially
like,
those
blogs,
hotels.
too.
Yeah, especially those hotels, they offer a lot of tour stuff. So since you're already getting sponsored, they take you on everything free.
No, and
everything.
plus YouTube, they get ads too, so they get
Oh, yeah, they
pocket
get
money
that.
from
Yeah,
ads.
they get
But then
ads.
minus the sponsoring, like plus the
affiliate
sponsors you
links,
get.
the sponsors too.
Yeah. So
From
like
just traveling.
for money wise for backpacking, I feel like what you said, like you gotta save up at least enough for if you know like if you can't find a job for a month at least like
Yeah, a good cushion.
a good cushion to be able to live there. So like if you're backpacking for example and you're coming like you're just going to for example I feel like if I backpack I don't want to go international like when I'm talking about backpacking but also it can go from like if you want to go from state to state
yeah.
but I feel like it's
Yeah.
harder but at the same time it's worth it to do international you know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
if I was gonna do backpacking, I'd love to do it in like Europe
Yeah,
or
Europe.
something.
Because
That's
I
where
feel like-
everybody backpacks.
Yeah,
that's where
because
everyone
think about
backpacks
it.
in
English is like they have proficient English over there.
Yeah.
Like they can speak it really
Yeah.
good.
I'd be
Unless-
You don't need to
I'd be
know,
way
learn the
different.
language.
I'm going to like Africa to backpack.
So you would backpack in Africa?
Nah, I mean, I would definitely
Honestly,
backpack in Europe.
Okay, Africa though, I'd backpack in Africa.
Okay, it's just
You
gonna be very
backpack-
difficult. I think it's
But-
gonna be very hard.
Are you going to backpack?
Like, what's your purpose? To
Like no,
backpack?
okay, not my purpose, but I'm not going to backpack because I'm thinking it's gonna be easy. I want a challenge.
Oh,
Sorry to cut you off there, King.
For all those listening on Spotify or without the video, he just dabbed.
you just hit a dab right now.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is, we all want to travel. Like we talked about it in the last podcast. We want to go Japan again, Switzerland, Italy, and New Zealand, all those places. But what's somewhere you want to go that nobody else goes? So after I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast, but I watched a lot of Joe Rogan. There's a story about that Congo one where he's trying to find the last dinosaur, and basically the way he traveled wasn't like a guided tour. He sent it and went in the jungle, and he found all these like hidden like villages and people that live there and stuff, and he got to experience all that. I want to experience things that nobody else experienced. Like I want to go to the Amazon jungle and just
Yeah,
go in
that's-
there.
that
And just
sounds-
go
it
in, and next thing you
sounds
know, like
scary.
you get raided by a bunch of like
Yeah, like
tribes.
villagers that you don't know.
natives.
I really want to go to the Middle East.
Ooh,
I really want to go to the Middle East.
Yeah,
Even as
they
they
have some fire
as
food.
dangerous as it is, I was watching another YouTube channel where he shows Afghanistan. He went to Afghanistan yesterday. He went to
Oh yeah,
Afghanistan.
yeah.
Afghanistan is nice. Like despite all the war, it's super nice there. Super nice. So yeah, I want to
It's
see.
just
I want
not
to see.
seen.
I want to see those countries that are not usually seen.
Yeah, it's like basically the countries that aren't like glamorized on Instagram.
Yeah,
like
And-
urban.
Okay,
urban,
for example, Turkey is glorified on Instagram.
Glamour-fried?
Recently,
You know,
he said glamour fries.
so basically, it's not. Okay. Recently, Turkey has been shown a lot of places. Yeah, like it's. I wouldn't say recently, but it's recently coming to light that it's a big tourist spot.
and it's a nice
But
place.
when I first told my mom, she's like, "Yo, isn't it dangerous there? Nobody goes there." So like,
yeah,
that's something I want to do. Like, yo, why are you going to that place? Because I want to.
because I want to.
So yeah. So what's some place that like You know the question, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Can you think of any?
I have one.
I mean, I just thought of a place, but I wouldn't go there.
Like, what do you mean?
North Korea.
That's okay.
Would you guys go to
I would
North
go to
Korea?
North
I would go to North Korea.
It's not.
yeah.
I mean, it's not glamorized, but then there are
It is glamorized. Have you seen the
documentaries
interview?
of people
No,
going
no.
there.
So, but then it shows that the people that document and go there, they only allow you to see
yeah.
part of
They
the
want you
country.
to see.
What they
Would
want
you
you
go,
to see.
so you would go to North Korea?
I go to
Oh,
North
I
Korea.
have.
Go on
That's good.
their guided tour.
Their propaganda.
Just know
Spread their
Their
propaganda.
roads there are
You're not-
insane.
You're not stealing anything, or you're just
Not
gonna
only
die
that,
in
like,
North Korea.
so basically, so they have in front of the so basically like the White House here, but over there I don't know what they call it. So where Kim Jong Un lives, you know how they have the statue of Kim Jong Un and his dad. If you take a picture of just Kim Jong Un and not the dad in that same picture, you will get arrested.
Oh yeah.
And so basically, when you leave North Korea, they check your camera roll. There's things that you cannot take pictures of there.
Yeah.
I still go
Yeah,
though.
but I would still go. Yeah, I
Because
would still
think,
go.
you know, are you gonna be 95 years old on your deathbed, being, I wonder what North Korea
Yeah,
was like. There's so I want to look back at these experiences, and like that was crazy.
yeah,
So
I
North
don't know.
Korea?
I don't know
Korea.
if I would go to North Korea still.
I would go.
I mean,
I'm
if anything, like maybe in the next 50 years that they're gonna
open
unify.
up, yeah.
You're gonna unify.
Unify
They
United
become
Korea.
part of
Just
the
imagine
United.
that.
Are they part of the?
United Koreans.
Okay, they have to be part of the United Nations, right?
I don't think so.
They're not.
I don't think so.
'Cause
they're
No,
just their
they
own
do.
thing.
They
Are
do. Because you haven't seen where like Kim Jong Un attends like
oh,
the
it's true.
UN whatever
Okay,
think of-
events.
the events. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I would
He
still
pulls
go
up.
just because the fact that so many other people go there every year.
And nothing
not in the
happens.
Past couple
Yeah,
years.
so yeah, my goal
So-
would be to show a place that nobody goes, but show how nice it could still be. Like example, the Afghanistan video. Like he showed that like Afghanistan's nice stuff. It's just the war and how dangerous it is. So what was yours?
I would want to go to like one of those countries in between, like super close to like Asia and like the Middle East, like
Like this country you don't really know.
yeah,
of.
like
Like
you
Bangladesh.
just see like
Yeah.
not even Bangladesh, like those small ones you see like I wonder was there, you know.
yeah, like Mongolia.
That was
Who-
about.
who
I was
goes
about
to
to say
Mongolia?
about.
I only
Thinking
know
of going to
Mongolian
Mongolia,
beef.
remember?
Huh?
Last year when we finally booked our Japan tickets, remember we were looking what was open. Mongolia was open. I searched up what was there. Just all like pasture and stuff.
Yeah. See, I want to go there.
El Pastor.
There's just a bunch of pastors there.
Pastors.
It's actually people in Mongolia cooking El Pastor.
El Pastor?
El Pastor.
El Pastor is fire though.
Yeah.
Oh, I love El Pastor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but-
Mongolia, like places like that where you just don't hear people like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Mongolia." What?
Yeah, I
know?
think I would
Why
go
would
to
you-
Mongolia. I think
For example, like we went to Montana.
Yeah.
I would tell all my friends we're going to Montana. Like,
It's like,
what's
what's in Montana?
All right, so yeah, where would you go?
Where would I go? North Korea was one of my ones too, but I feel like that's more attainable. Like I want to go to a place where it's like, I tell one of you guys and you're like, whoa, what's like,
Like the
why are
village,
you
what is
like the
there?
villages where the Taliban in South Africa is and stuff.
No, one of the
South
things
Africa?
one of the things I've always wanted to do was become a Buddhist for like one of the Buddha monks.
like the monk.
Like
Oh,
a monk,
like
like go
live in the
actually go
mountains?
to the mountains that they're at.
Like in
not the
like in
temples.
Karate Kid.
Yeah, like not the temples, but literally like the mountains they're at where they're secluded. Like you guys watched 2012. You
Yeah.
know that one scene where like the
With the monk?
the
Oh,
monk
yeah.
and the guy
And
they're
they were
at the
just
top.
sitting
They're
there
sitting
and
there
you
while the
see the
tsunami
damn-
is coming with the
Yeah.
big the dong or whatever.
I would get lonely.
Like I'd want to go
After,
to
like, a
those
week.
mountains.
After a day.
What happens if Buddhists actually like know where aliens are at? Have you thought about that? Because they're always so secluded and they're always so
Know what?
spiritual. Like they've
They're-
probably seen like aliens or like some spiritual being while
Okay,
in those
I mean,
mountains.
thinking if
I
they're
wouldn't be
if
surprised.
they're like
And they're always so weird when they come back
Yeah,
to
they're really
civilization. Okay, no bash on any Buddhists watching this, but
like if
let us
they're
know if you see
if they're
something.
focusing on their mind that much, I think that they tap into different things like they can talk to not definitely
Talk
not
to the spirit?
necessarily
Maybe like
talk, but,
feel like different energies, you know?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
That was another question I want to ask you guys. Like kind of straying away from the travel. How do you guys feel about financial status, like talking to your relatives or like your
About
friends
money?
about money? Like not just about money in general, but how much you're making. Because I know some people that don't like for example, for me, like my parents always taught me like don't ever let your family or your friends know how much money you really make. Like you can give them a hint, but never tell them because
You
they'll
gave
look
them a
at you
pretty good
differently.
topic.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's a good.
I feel
I
like
would only tell people I trust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it shouldn't be an issue to talk about money, but then obviously when you say like, oh yeah, I make 6 figures a year.
Because here's the thing:
there
everybody
are-
knows
there's-
you make money. Everybody knows you make money. I know how much you make,
Uh-huh.
but I don't really be telling people
Yeah,
like the number.
because jealousy.
Because
comes
jealousy is a thing.
And then
But
how
it-
people view you,
Yeah, and
yeah,
how people
and
view
it's-
me.
yeah,
it
exactly.
changes. you
just
know,
because of money.
just because of that.
See, you're in my case, it's much more. My case is much more judgmental
I
because
think
whenever
it
people
should-
call me, I'm on my bed
Yeah.
watching videos.
Yeah, and it should be that way that people think you're lower than you actually are because it just keeps that feeling of. Like,
But yeah,
oh, he
I
makes
will.
more than me.
I would tell them on a borderline, not exactly how much I make from it, but why I think it's a good. I would tell people why it's a good idea for them to start it.
Yeah.
And from there, if they're really interested, I'll tell them the numbers on why it works out.
Yeah, at some point, I really want to. I want them to ask because I want them to. I want to bring them to where I am. I want them
Yeah.
to bring them. I want to bring them to this to where I am.
So
in
I
terms
the
of,
way
like,
I
financials.
run off jealousy, but not necessarily jealous for like
Like motivated.
like
Use that as
motivation
a
jealousy.
fuel.
So like since he bought his first house, I'm super jealous. So that it's not. Obviously, I'm still proud that he
If
got a
anything,
house.
that's like competition.
Yeah, it's like competition.
I'm
That's how
so
you
proud
do
he
it.
got a house, but like that just
It motivates you.
I'm
motivates
jealous
you.
to the point it motivates me. Like, okay, I'll get one next year. Then I'll just buy a house next year.
Yeah.
And the thing is, just learn this stuff. Just learn financial stuff, but don't just learn it. Do it.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Tim, about telling other people like your financial status? Let's say?
Yeah, I think I've heard. It sounds like really cliche, but yeah, what they said, basically. Yeah, I think just keeping things to yourself, kind of like not then you. I don't think it's completely necessary. Need like letting the
Just
world
to-
know, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if when it comes to family, if you're close to your family, like you see them every single day, and like just depends on like your relationship that you have with your family, immediate family, yeah, of course. But I think maybe like when it comes to like extended family, it's just, I mean, like not everyone needs to know about your private life and stuff like that, and your personal life.
You know
and
what's
stuff.
one thing about that Filipinos like tend to do? So like Filipinos that have family in the Philippines, if they know you're making somewhat
yeah,
good
that's
money,
not a
they're
good
gonna
idea.
expect money
Yeah.
sent
Yeah.
back.
Hey,
So
said
it's
money.
just better just not to
Balik
just keep it on the
bayan.
down low.
Yeah, but the thing is too, I want to bring people to where I am now. Like I want to see people succeed the way I was able to, because that's what I would have wanted for myself. Like I would have wanted someone to help me to get to where I am.
That's like
Easier.
putting other people on to making more money.
Yeah, it's like if you want to do what I do, I can show you how to do it.
So for
you
example,
know?
my friend, I'm not gonna say his name. So basically, my friend stayed over my house, checked my phone, and I was like, wow, this crypto that I was in for a while finally went up, and I could have easily just kept it to myself. But I told him, I woke up my mom, I was like, yo, set up an account right now, and I was basically like, invest into this right now, you will make money. And I wasn't doing it. I wasn't bragging because I made a good amount on this. I was telling
Putting them
him,
on.
I put him on, and what is he doing now? He's holding, and he made money off of this crypto because I told him. So I didn't just like, yo, I made money off this crypto. I told him to do it because I want him to make money too.
Yeah.
Honestly, speaking for myself about the whole topic, like, I don't know. I think it's just like, even like my family and like friends, like if you're y'all example, like, it's not that I don't like telling y'all how much money I make. It's just like, if you guys ask, like, yeah, I'll tell you guys like a hint. But I think it's just like my family told me, like, never tell nobody how much money I really make. Like, for example, like if I have to pay you off, I'll tell you if I can pay you off. But like, I'm not gonna tell you exactly, like, oh yeah, I have this amount of money, like I'll pay you this right now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like kind of just like, I don't want people to see me in a wrong way. Like, even if I don't have money and if I do have money, it's like,
Yeah, it shouldn't change how you view view people like just because
Yeah.
I make more money than you or you make more money than me, I'm still gonna treat you
Yeah.
like
And I think
like a
I think
friend.
just that's just like how the world works. That's just like people's view of you.
It's like social statuses.
Like
Yeah.
no matter where you go, there's always gonna be people that view you just because you have more money than them, just a different way.
And you know what's another thing too? I think it's also because just like settling. Like if I told this person like how much money I'm making right now,
She might want you.
they might think like my mindset might be like, oh, okay, like I make this amount of money. Like this person thinks I make a lot of money. I'm gonna settle at this instead of me thinking to myself like I need to be making more. Like
Yeah,
I could be making more.
I could go higher than this.
So like if you have that mindset, like someone asks you like, are you making good money? Like even if I am, if I'm not happy with it, I'd be like, no, it's all right. Like I'm making good enough money, but not where I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
You know.
You can always improve.
What's an
you know?
advice
Yeah,
you'd give
I-
someone? Like, what's an advice you'd give an 18-year-old? I'd say learn financial literacy now and get creative. Honestly, go max out your credit card. Max it out, but be able to pay it off by the end of the month. Be creative. Try to find a way to.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking about
yeah.
speaking about credit cards, what do you guys think? Like, should you max it out or should you stick?
I wouldn't-
under that
I wouldn't
30%
max it
rule?
out.
Strategies to it.
So basically, I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki. The thing he said is, when you make money, put a certain amount in your savings, whatever you do, but the money that you could spend and stuff, like basically what he's saying is like along the lines, pay your bills last.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey-
pay your bills last. Like say your credit card was $500, you get $2,000 every 2 weeks, so $4,000 a month. Don't pay that. Don't. What I would do is not pay I would pay my credit card for like last what's the word last
Last minute.
not last resort. So last resort, I'll pay that 500. So I make 4,000 a month. I'll pay that 500 last resort with my paycheck. But instead, what I would do is throughout that whole month make $500 somewhere else. So basically, that's what he was teaching. So just get creative with how you make money.
Yeah, just
yeah.
find other ways other than your job to make money, you know, whether it be like reselling stuff or having some kind of business, you know.
If you need a receipt or living proof that you can make money, however, you can ask us. I've made a good amount of money in a week than some people make in another week working. So
That's very vague.
So basically,
I make money.
just-
That's
just-
all of a sudden there's a
basically what you
hitman
said.
on
I make money.
Good money.
So basically, just find different ways to make money than your regular job, and you'll become a millionaire.
If I give advice to like an 18-year-old, I'd say like also like what you said, be creative. Like if anything, like advice to like people that are like in high school, middle school, like bro, like explore other stuff. Like don't stick to one. Like because think about it. Like okay, for example, like being specific to my life, like I focused a lot on sports, but like in the real world now, like what am I doing with sports? Like I'm not like. If I branched out and like was more open to this friend group, I could have learned that. Or if I was more open to this, that's like more related to like what I can do as a job. Like I feel like that'll help like what you want to do. Cause think about it, you don't want to be working a job that you don't like doing, for example. So like if you find like what you're passionate about like first before thinking about the money, then I feel like that's gonna get you like happier too. While you're making money, of course, but.
Yeah.
So like everybody has like their different passion and stuff. Like your passion could be making about money in general. So you can do anything to make money. Or your passion could be like cutting hair and you're making good money because like you're gonna keep working on
If
it.
you can make money, if there's like two characteristics that's like perfect if you wanna like have like whatever you work at be fun. Like if you're passionate about it and you're good at it, like you found gold because it's hard to find those two things. Because you could be really good at something.
That's
but hate it.
basically anything like basketball trainers.
Yeah.
They're passionate about basketball, and they knew, okay, I'm not gonna make the NBA. Let's make money off basketball. Just become
Or
a trainer.
saying you can be passionate about something, but
You don't
Just
make enough.
you don't. Yeah,
The
you
money
don't
isn't
make
there.
money.
People, okay, what Kang
Oh
said,
yeah.
if your passion is not making you money, it's just a hobby.
That's basically what it is. to be
If your
honest.
passion
Yeah.
not making you money, it's a hobby.
Yeah, just like being a
that's good.
barber. Like
But your hobby can also make you money though. That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
You can
it
turn
just,
your
it
hobby
just goes
into
back to
making
the
money.
being creative, right?
yeah, I
Just
see.
being creative.
Yeah, it goes back to being creative. Like, what do you like to do? Maybe you can make money on it somehow.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's That's just like I watched a video about that today. It's just like looking, what are the skills that you already have, and just get creative with it. Can you make money off of the knowledge that you have and the skills that you have?
And most of the time, you can make money.
I feel
off
like
the things you have.
a lot of the time.
Think what we were doing. We started off flipping stuff, just flipping little stuff we find from
Yeah,
from
like
Goodwill,
like,
anything. We would make $10 profit, $15 profit, and from there we learned how to flip stuff in the market or anything. And now, what are we in right now?
like NFTs.
We're in NFT, and it's the same.
It's the same
thing.
concept.
You're flipping, and it's things that you learn actually flipping stuff that not a lot of people getting into the NFT space would already know. So we're already going into the knowledge that we know how to flip stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just a different field.
It's just a totally different topic or like same concept but just a different subject, I guess. Yeah, but if I was to give advice to an 18-year-old, I'd say understand what money is from the get-go. Because once you understand what money is, then your whole mind just opens. Because once you see it in that certain light where most rich people see it, you start being very creative. Like
what's a book you recommend? First book. What's the book you recommend?
Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you want to start anywhere finance, start with that book. But once you understand what money is,
You'll never forget it.
You'll never forget.
It'll change your mindset on a lot.
Yeah, but I'll spoil it for you. Money is literally just a tool to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Like, if you're spending your money on things, like, it's okay to spend money on things that don't,
Like drugs.
not drugs.
No.
But it's okay to spend money on video games or just all these.
Hey, I want a $10 burger.
Recreational stuff. Yeah, like a $12 burger. I don't know.
Life is about balance.
Yeah, but then you should be using that money as a tool to get you to where you want to be. Like, if say I want to be a backpacker, using that money in a way that it will help me to become a backpacker.
Like, money doesn't bring happiness, but it can provide happiness.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic.
That was a good one.
Yeah, we
That was
could
a good
go
one. I just caught
go
onto
into
that.
it
Hey, Pounder.
in different episode. But
yeah, we can get into more deep into this, but essentially, you have to be not attached to money. Just like the other day, I dropped 700, 600, 500. I don't know how much money. I dropped it like
you
that
dropped a good amount of money on it.
Because I wasn't attached to it. Like, if I had it sitting in my bank account doing nothing, it would have done nothing. But I gave it to you.
Yeah, he gave it to me.
I gave it to you to invest it for
I'm a
us.
private investor, so if anybody wants me to invest their money, I'll invest it for you.
Yeah,
Flip
give it
it,
to him.
make money, but I will take a chunk. Just
Yeah,
know that
he's
I am
gonna
taking
take
a
a-
chunk.
So
of
basically,
money.
just give him money.
I'm taking at like minimum 30%. Minimum.
30%.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that is a lot.
That's a lot. But anyways, yeah, like you cannot be attached to money like that. Everyone's like, oh, I need money, but then money's not gonna make you, quote unquote, happy. It's literally just a tool to getting stuff done and getting to where you actually want to be.
Yeah. You just understand money pretty
You
much.
just understand what it is and how to use it to your advantage and not just splurge it on. Not saying it's bad to splurge, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like vacations and stuff and traveling.
And that's what I say. Like, it's okay that you're grinding, but always find that little balance. Like,
Yeah, it's
go on trips.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
What's the age you guys think that you guys will, let's say, settle down? Like, if anything, like, want to have a family? Because everybody's ages vary and, like, situations and stuff. Like thinking for your guys' situation, like, how you guys are making money, what you guys think about how your life is doing. Like, what?
What do you mean by settle down?
When do you think we'd be able to settle down?
So what do you
Yeah.
mean by settle down?
Like, settle down
As in
like,
okay, so I'm gonna go get married. Is that mean settle down, or is
That's
it
an
like I'm gonna
example
have
of
my first
settling
kid
down.
is settle down?
I say that's an example. Like, I'm talking about, like, the mindset of, like, okay, like,
We're going to build a life here.
I'm going to build a life here in this place. Let's say if that's what you want. Because I know other people that's like, oh, I'm not going to settle down. Like, my example of settling down is like these people are saying, like, settling down is like, yeah, I get a family, but I still want to be traveling and stuff. But your guys' example could be different, like settling down, or you guys, how you think of it. So that's what I'm saying.
I don't think I'll ever stop traveling.
Yeah, same here. I don't think because it's like almost a part of my.
I get bored in one place. I get really bored in one place.
Yeah, I don't know. In terms of like settling down, like having, because when I think of settle down, I think of like just having a family and like.
Okay, let's
staying
break
in
it down
one place.
into categories. Let's say, what is do you think you guys will settle down for a family?
As in, like, get married.
Get married and say, I want kids. Like,
24, 25.
Honestly, I could do this.
You can do it right
next,
now.
In the next,
next
1 or
day.
2 years, yeah. In that definition of settling down, yeah, in the next 1 or 2 years.
what about you, Tim?
Yeah, I think maybe like 25 and a
We've all talked
26,
about this though.
27
We all kind of agreed that like latest we want to have a kid is like 25. We've all talked about this.
Well, I've changed my mind on that. I think like 25, 26 is I'm okay with. Like 25, 26,
I think my
27 for me.
latest would be 27. 25 would be my ideal year, but 27 I'd want my latest to have a kid. I don't want to have a kid in my 30s.
Okay, so what?
At least my first kid.
What age do you think you guys will settle down for living? Like, yeah, you guys can travel, but what age do you think, like, I want to, like, start my foundation here? Like, I want my kids to grow up here. I want my house to be here.
It's kind of hard to
That's
say
kinda
because
hard.
if you listen to the plan we have for ourselves, that's a hard question.
All right, I
Yeah.
guess it's, like, more situation, yeah, for you
Yeah,
guys.
it's kind of like, because I have plans for myself to, like, I don't want to just be in one place. Like, I want to be able to like go here when I want, go here when I want, go here.
I
when
want to have the opportunity, like access to, if we were talking about this when we were looking at the cabins in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Imagine I built a cabin in Yellowstone and I could be like, hey, let's go there for a week. Let's chill there for a
Yeah,
week.
like chill there for.
I want to be able to do all that.
Yeah.
So if I settle down, I'm gonna have places I can.
Yeah, at
constantly
least
go to.
yeah. Like if I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna stay. For example, I'm gonna stay in Hawaii for a month, and then be like, oh, where do you want to go next? Or like, what do you feel like going next? Oh, Washington. Let's go there. It's like, that's kind of how like I want my life to be. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of just being where I want to
Where
be
you
want
wanna be at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
what is stopping us right now from like going to these places that we want to go? It's mostly just money
Yeah.
and jobs tying us down, right?
Yeah.
I think I
But you
want-
can say, if you really wanted to, you can't, like, we can go there if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's just mindset based though.
Oh, you know what's one thing you never touched on about, like, advice you'd give an 18-year-old? Like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like,
Ooh, yeah.
because we're
yeah.
still, you hear all the time, like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
young, like, this is the time where we make, I feel
No,
like
yeah,
exactly.
from 18 to
25.
25 is like the perfect age range where you can mess up and still get back on your feet
Oh,
Yeah,
The,
exactly.
ri- the risk, the
without,
risk
without
level,
the risk. Yeah.
the risk
level
level
is
could be
very-
high, but it's still attainable. Imagine you bankrupt at like 22. Go live with your parents.
I
mean, okay, some people can.
You could still build your stuff up
Yeah.
from 22 years old.
Yeah.
You still have a lot of time to mess
Yeah.
up and like figure stuff out.
Failure is inevitable.
Hey, and there's no one, and what's for that too. There's no one depending on you at that point, especially if you're not married or you don't have like a
kid.
family at that time. No one's depending on you to make sure you have money on the
That
table.
you
like I
put
could go,
food in their mouths.
yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
I can starve for myself,
Where
But
you
if-
wouldn't have to worry about someone
Yeah,
else.
but after I have to worry about like my wife or something, like okay, yeah, I kind of need money. I need something stable to support them.
Oh, Tim, you didn't give your advice on a financial
For an
wise.
18-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Not even 18, just anyone younger than that.
Yes, anyone
Because
younger.
imagine we learned this stuff when we were 14. That'd have been even better.
Yeah.
I would have started earlier.
I mean, I feel like all of our families told us to always save money, even
Yeah, I
before
think-
18.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely something like save money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cliche, but then I think
don't know
I
it
really
until-
wish I started saving, like really seriously saving my money
Yeah.
a lot early on. Like if I start saving money around like when I first started working, I would.
Oh, we'd have a lot of money. We'd have a lot of
right?
money.
And I feel like that's just like one of those things our parents tell us, like, oh, I told you so. Like, one of those things, like, because my parents always used to tell me, like, you're not going to know the value of this until you get older and, like, live by yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like now you're like, man, I need to go work to make.
There's
money
some things
now.
they didn't teach us though. Save money, but they didn't teach us save your money in different places. So, invest.
Invest it, yeah. Invest your
Here's
money
a-
so
here's
it
a-
doesn't do nothing.
Here's a thing for anyone that with our age, thinking of, or people our age, we're the upcoming people that have kids, right? So advice you could do is when your kid's born, open up an account for them, and you can invest in stocks for them. And when they're 18, they can take all of it out.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, that's
I,
cool.
I feel like that was
yeah.
prominent. Like people used to do that a lot. Like in in our parents' generation.
That's why you see in those movies like those like white families
like for
have
Christmas
like trust funds and stuff.
Yeah.
Because those people are actually smart about their money.
Like for example, for my grandma, I remember my grandma telling me she bought my dad like a stock for what is that gum? No, it's like one of those gum brands like
Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba, something like that. Like
Yeah.
she bought my dad like a stock for that company when he was like 15 or something.
Yeah.
But like at the time, of course, my dad was like, what am I doing with this
Yeah.
stock?
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, I feel like that was more prominent back then. Cause like I don't know why. Cause I've heard like seen movies like, oh, like I just bought you a stock, or like
Yeah, but nowadays you just don't hear about stuff like that.
yeah.
It's totally irrelevant. What people don't know is that when they hear, try to find a side hustle, they just think, okay, yeah, we can try to find something that'll make me a few $100s on the side. What people don't understand is if you get good at your side hustle, you can make that your main job.
Oh yeah.
Like flipping, we could
We
honestly
could have
made that our main
honestly,
job.
but
It's too much work.
It's a lot of
It's
work.
not too much work. It's just we don't have the patience for.
well, it's
Well, there's a lot of factors. Like if we did do this full time, we'd probably need to buy a storage unit.
yeah, because
Everything's kind of everything's kind of just in my closet.
in your closet
Yeah.
and in my garage. It's kind of just everywhere.
It's
in
waiting.
boxes.
Yeah.
It's waiting on eBay to be sold.
Yeah.
So
It's-
honestly, right now I'm just trying out whatever works for me. I know I'm gonna catch a dub somewhere.
yeah.
I'm gonna catch a dub
Hey,
somewhere.
you're
Oh,
not gonna
yeah,
know
that's
unless you try.
Yeah, and that's another thing for 18-year-olds growing up is, don't like we said, don't be afraid to fail because we've had more failures than successes in our life. At least I'm talking for myself though. I've made videos, I've bought things to flip that just did not go well. I lost money.
But you
and
learn from that.
I
though.
learned from it. Like, okay, that is not a good thing to buy, or this is not a video topic that people want to watch. So
And think about it. You know something now because you tried it and failed, let's say, than somebody that hasn't done it yet.
exactly.
So like you have more experience as a
good
whole
experience.
just doing
Yeah,
something.
that's why at least try. Like, even if you fail, like, who cares if you fail?
So yeah, I think
You know?
this new NFT we bought, we dropped a good amount of money.
Yeah.
If it fails, it fails. Whatever. Cool. We lost that amount of money. In 2 years, a year, are we gonna? Oh
Yeah.
man, if
We'll
we
make it
had
back.
if we had this,
Yeah,
cares?
if I didn't throw my money in it, like, no.
We made a really big investment on these books too,
Oh, yeah.
and
$700.
it's
$700.
not looking as we expected.
Yeah.
It's most likely
We're going to break even.
we're gonna break even sometime. We just don't
At
know
some point.
when, but that is something we failed at.
Yeah,
because
it-
we were looking at a really big profit.
Yeah. It just
But
didn't
we just
end up that way.
we didn't understand that the audience for that specific product wasn't
Yeah.
very big.
So you kind of just, like, look at what you did
Yeah.
wrong and figure out why.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much just fail as many times as you
Fail.
can.
Don't try to fail.
Don't
but
try to
be
fail.
scared.
Yeah,
Don't-
try-
don't
don't
be
fail
scared
on
of
purpose.
Like if you try stocks and you become a millionaire, don't try to fail after with that $1 million. I wouldn't try to fail.
Be smart, but
Yeah.
at the same time, don't hold nothing that you don't think is gonna, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you, Jit.
Oh, hold on, dude. But yeah, it's okay to fail. It's okay to.
Fail.
Yeah, 'cause- I mean, these past like several minutes we already talked about that. But then I think one thing is that I would advise I would tell like 18 and younger is like learn about like assets and versus liabilities, and then also once you understand what assets and liabilities are, look at in your life what are some of your assets and some of your liabilities.
Honestly, just write it down.
And
Just write it
what
down.
are the things that are taking away money from your bank account that you might not even know? Just look at it, and if you can eliminate, awesome.
And
Or
just-
make a
yes.
spreadsheet.
Or make a
Yeah.
spreadsheet.
Your goal is just try to build your asset column
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
much as you can.
Yeah,
As
you can
much as you
either
can.
You build
increase
your asset column,
assets,
you'll become a millionaire. That's like that's a
Or-
no-brainer.
Yeah.
You build it enough, you'll become a millionaire.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I saw this
you
thing
cut
on.
down on some liabilities too that are sucking money out of your bank account, and yeah,
Damn,
just
Apple,
like
Apple
learn
Music, man.
those.
Apple Music be killing me. Sheesh.
Yeah, exactly.
What
See,
were you
like
saying?
subscriptions and stuff
Oh, I
like
was
that. But
saying,
yeah,
I
that's the
saw
thing.
something on Instagram, like one of the reels. This millionaire was explaining like how easy it is to make money. We all know how to make, like, I feel like everybody in this world knows how to make the money they want. It's just that they don't do it. Like, for example, like, we all know how to be fit. We all know, like, what we need to do. We need to eat healthy, work out. Like,
We just don't do it.
like, we just don't do it. There's, like, other stuff happening, like, in our lives. But that's why, like, I feel like the difference between millionaires and people that make money, you don't have to be a millionaire to make money. You can be somebody, like making, like,
can
six
make-
figures at least.
yeah, and it's
You're
still
making
hella
money.
good.
And if you're trying to make more money, you're making money still. It just all depends on, like, if you're really trying to make it or if you're just, like, you just landed that perfect spot and you're just settling down with it. So, like, I feel like that's one of the factors too, or like advice too, just like, you know, if you know how to do it, then like try to actually do it instead of like making excuses or finding reasons to not get the money you want.
Yeah.
By
Knowledge
100%.
knowledge without action is pointless. You can learn about all this, but if you don't do it, what's the point?
A goal without a plan is just a wish.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And it all comes down to mindset too. Like you said, how, you know, a millionaire can make money, but a regular Joe can make money too.
Yeah, they know what they need to
They
do.
both know what they need to do, but this guy has a different mindset. Like, I can do it.
and I will do it.
I will do it, and I will find a way to do it. While this guy's over here sitting.
Damn, that's a lot of
Ah.
money.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
lot.
that's too much work. To
Maybe-
do
maybe-
to make that.
Maybe we can do this later on.
Yeah, maybe after
When I get my promotion.
yeah, or maybe after I hop on tonight, then I'll do it. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, it's all mindset too.
All right, so we're nearing the end of the podcast, and yeah, it was a pretty good conversation. We talked about a lot. We kind of went off track a lot.
Financials at the end.
But yeah, thank you for listening or watching whatever you're doing. You're doing both if you're on YouTube, I guess. Right. But yeah, I also want to thank Josh for coming on the podcast today and kind of burning an hour off this podcast to have some great conversation.
Yeah, great conversation.
And also, we also still need a new name. We would love to do this more. This would be cool to do this as a job.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. And that's,
Hey, man.
yeah.
There's a lot of podcasts coming up, people our age, so
Yeah.
can definitely think about doing it as a main.
Thank you guys for watching or listening, whatever you guys are listening on, Spotify, YouTube. Also want to thank Josh for coming along and just being on the podcast. And we will see you in the next podcast.
I think it's a podcast a lot.
Wow, yeah, right.
Dude,
Yeah,